Hello, today I'm going to teach you how to play a card game that I made myself called Even Steven. So you're going to need a regular 52 deck of cards, no jokers, take out the jokers, keep it shuffled and stuff. You can play this with I don't know, 5 people is kind of the limit. You can go with 6, but it kind of gets crazy. Each player starts with 7 cards. And on top of that, 3 additional cards right by them. Do not look at these, right? And Steven is to be the first person with no cards. And it kind of goes around in sort of an Uno format. But it's mainly based around the even cards. So say if I was going first, and this was my hand, I would want to start with the even cards because it goes up in incremental value. So if I place a 4, the other person could place a 4 or anything higher, like a 6. But they can't place anything lower than a 4, like a 2, unless it's odd. On top of all of the even cards, you can also place all face cards like normal. And the hierarchy for those goes Jack, and then Queen, and then King. So say my opponent plays the Jack, and the only thing I have is these cards. I have no even cards or face cards that are higher than the Jack. So my only option is to play one of my odd cards. Now each odd card has a special ability. 3s, you skip your own turn. 5s, adds +1 incremental card value to the card below it. 7s, you can steal someone else's card. 9s, reset the current card to 2. And aces, take the entire pile and put it to the bottom of the deck without shuffling. For example, if I play a 3, it skips my own turn and then goes back to the opponent, with the card still being a Jack. Say they place another Jack, and I have this 5 in my hand. Placing it, the bottom card, which is a Jack, becomes the next highest card, which is a Queen. 5s also skip your turn. So now the 5 acts as a Queen, forcing the opponent to play a Queen or higher. Say they're really resilient and they play another Queen. The only thing I have in my hand is this 7. I play the 7 to steal an opponent's card, and the opponent gives me their hand for me to look at. I can take one of these cards, and now it's their turn. Looks like they've played a King. Looking back at my hand, the only thing I have to play is this 9. The simplest way to think of a 9 is like a playable 2 that can be played on any card. What it's doing is resetting the current highest card value, which is King, and turning it into a 2. Doing this lets me and my opponent play any card they'd like. They've just played a 6, and these are the cards in my hand. Playing an ace would allow me to take the entire deck and put it underneath the draw pile. Remember to not shuffle the draw pile. After this first round, we have to pick up more cards. The number of cards we have to pick up is decreased by 1 for every round that we've played. I have 4 cards right now. That means I'll have to pick up 2 new cards to get to 6. Once you get to the round where you pick up only 1 card, do not go lower. But what if I didn't play this ace? Instead, I played this 8. Picking up my opponent's cards, we can see that he has nothing larger than an 8. If you have no even or face cards larger than the current number, you have to pick up a card from the pile. Know that when you pick up this card from the pile, you have to play it no matter what. Looks like I've got a Queen, and you play it on top. Say I pick up this 6. It is obviously less than this 8. This means I have to pick up the entire pile, and it is now my new hand. Let's say you and your opponent are completely out of cards in your hand. What are these cards for? Well, when you have no more cards in your hand, pick one of these cards at the random and put it on top. If it's larger than the current number, great, you've survived another round. But if it's less, yet again you have to pick up the entire pile, and it's now your new hand. Here's something that I might have not covered. Say there's a 6, and I put a 5 on top of the 6. The 6, because of the 5, turns into a 7, making the 5 act as a 7, which means I can steal one of my opponent's cards. If my opponent doesn't have any cards in their hand, you have to take one from their random pile. 5s directly influence the card right under it. Say I place this Jack, and my opponent places this 9, resetting the card count back to 2. After that, I place this 5, making the 9 plus 1 into a 10. That's how to play the Even Steven card game, created by me, Jude Felstead. If you want to see the written rules to this game, there's a link in the description. Everybody have a fun time playing.